Pit Stop is the film you're getting ready to make.
Right. Yes.
And you're having a kind of a gala event at the Texas Theater as a Kickstarter.
Right. Right.
And so what's going to go on at the event?
The event is there's going to be we're showing clips from Chow, and then we're going to do stage reading of some selected scenes from the Pit Stop screenplay, and then we're just going to launch the campaign right after that, and then just let people know how they can help, how they can be a part of the project, and that's pretty much it.
So, how do you coax authentic performances out of actors? I mean, you can see that you were able to do that in Chow. So
right.
How do you go about doing that?
I think the more I make films, the more I realize that you kind of have to treat actors like just like anyone you talk to, just like a person, and I think you sort of have to put yourself on the same, like you kind of have to talk to them on the same level, as in it's always easy to forget that they're different than you. Like, you just think actors are more, they have the actorly ways or whatever. But I think at the end of it, it's still a lot of the things that they go through are very relevant, or it's like the same as what I would go through, as any non-actors would go through. So I think when I get on that level with them and I talk to them in that way, it's much easier to get them to understand what you're trying to accomplish, and then I think from that they can give a more genuine performance.
Mm-hmm. So how did you meet Eric Steele, and how did you become associated for the project?
Eric has been a friend of mine for probably the past 3 years. I met him through a mutual friend of ours who's also a filmmaker. His name is Clay Lyford, and Clay and Eric have been working on a film that Eric was directing at that time, and I was brought on board on that project to design the poster for Eric's film. And then, the more I, talked to Eric, we just sort of really got along as friends, and Eric has been producing films and all that kind of stuff for the past year or so, and so this was kind of like a natural extension from that.
Well, I looked at the lookbook for Pit Stop.
Right.
And it's very interesting, and it looks to me like it has a West Texas feel to it. Do you have locations lined up, or do you have places you want to shoot?
Currently, I think it's going to narrow down to probably DFW or Austin, and I mean that not like we're shooting in the Metroplex. We're shooting probably somewhere outside the vicinity of the major cities, and I think that's kind of like the location that we have in mind for the film also, that it's not meant to be like this sort of like really isolated small town. It's meant to be a small town that's in the vicinity of a big city. It's like an hour away, like a Temple or Waco or something like that. So.
What sort of relationship will the music have to the story, and will it have a small town feel to the music?
I think it's probably more the composer who's going to be doing the score is Curtis Heath. He's from a Fort Worth band called the Theater Fire, and the Theater Fire is kind of it's really hard to sort of like categorize them as to what kind of music they are, because they have like folk elements, they have country elements, they have like rock elements in their stuff. So I think, but then when I work with Curtis is it's not going to be. I like the idea of sort of like using music that's not like obvious. So in other words, just because it's set in a small town, and then there's working class elements, that the score is going to be very country-esque. I don't think I'm gonna try to go for the obvious stuff. I think if anything else, like right now, as far as I know, I think the score is going to be. It may be similar to the way the score in Chow was, which was it's very minimalistic and it's very subtle, and so it's like it's not like I'm just like drowning the film in music. It's just like it comes up and you don't really know that there's actually music until you sort of pay attention to it.